Hi guys, my name is Gabby. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to announce that this is my first video. I'm finally getting started after procrastinating for the longest. I do want to just give you a basic introduction of what my channel will be about. I basically will just talk about a little bit of everything, jobs, side gigs that we can all use to make a little extra income on the side. Right now, we are going through the COVID-19 situation, so it's a little difficult for people to get a little extra income. A lot of things are shut down. We are limited as far as other financial resources go. So maybe some of these tips might spark some ideas. Even after we get over the COVID-19 situation, maybe we can use this to our advantage to grow our side gigs and hopefully make a little extra income. This is hopefully also an inspiration for most of you. I hope that in the future with my videos, I can introduce new ideas with people that have actually tried these resources and hopefully inspire some of you to pursue some of these opportunities. We're all about empowering each other, right? And helping the economy and helping ourselves. We all have personal reasons to why we would like to make a little extra income. Maybe it's for personal reasons. Maybe we would like to purchase a new car, purchase a new home. Maybe we have family duties that require a little more extra income. Maybe we have some family members that need some help, parents, siblings, etc. Or maybe you're just saving for retirement or for something in the future. Whatever your reasons are for wanting or needing extra income, hopefully this channel will help. So don't forget to like my video, click the subscribe button, and hopefully this video will be helpful to you and any other people that are watching this video. I do want to go ahead and start with a brief introduction. I have started working at the age of 19, and just like everyone else, I started with some very basic jobs. My first job was Knott's Scary Farm. That was a seasonal job, so I did work a little bit there, but it was fun. So if you're looking for something to do during the seasonal time, that could be something you might want to consider. I know that a lot of theme parks will tend to do that, especially during the Halloween time. They will be hiring for some jobs. They do at Knott's Scary Farm as well as Universal Studios Hollywood. I'm sure that they have. I haven't checked lately what they do tend to offer, but I know for the very basic part, they always offer talent positions where you dress up in a costume, you pop up and you scare someone. They do have the blackout positions where you just are all dressed in black and you serve as a sort of security for the talent. So you're hiding in the corners, keeping an eye on things, making sure no one's getting hurt, and just make sure that the guests are having fun. And then after my seasonal job with Knott's Scary Farm was over, I applied to Subway. I was working at Subway part-time. I was there for a while, and I was also going to school, which is why I couldn't take a full-time position. So maybe that's another idea. Maybe you guys can look into having an extra source of income by working part-time somewhere like Subway or any similar chain of restaurants that you might be interested in. McDonald's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., anything that you think you might want to try, go ahead and try it. If you don't like it, move on to the next thing. After working at Subway, I then worked at a warehouse similar to Home Depot, and I worked there for a couple years. I had a cashiering. I started off as cashier, then I was promoted to the front end lead position, and I was there for a couple years, and I was working full-time and going full-time to school. So I wouldn't really recommend that. If you have to, if you feel you can juggle it and you can handle it and you have the support of your family, go ahead and try it, but it's not for everyone. But it's worth a shot. You can go ahead and try it. So I know that a lot of places like that, like Home Depot, Lowe's, little stores like that, are good to check out and try. It doesn't hurt to try it out and see if you like it. I know that you can take part-time positions, full-time positions. They have everything. Floor sales, cashiering, anything that you're interested in, feel free to go ahead and try. And it's good because you can also have an idea of what it's like to, for home repairs. So in the future, if it's something you want to consider, hey, A, you have the benefit of employee discounts, and B, you have the experience of speaking to professionals. So contractors are constantly going into that warehouse trying to look for supplies. So you can listen to the conversations, or seeing what they're trying to purchase for what projects they're trying to work on. So that can help you later down the road figure out, hey, I need this for this piece, or I need this type of contractor. Even networking helps. So you can talk to contractors, gather business cards, whatever the reasons would be behind receiving benefit from that position. It's worth checking out. After working at that place, I became unemployed. I was laid off from the job, and luckily I was laid off on Friday, and I was hired at a new job on Monday that week. So I was working as a receptionist to a medical office. Now, for those of you who are seeking a career in the medical field, it is always a good idea to check out a part-time job, at least in a medical office, just to get a feel of things before you invest all your money, all your time in medical school or in a medical career. I did not need a medical degree to work in the position I was working in. I was just a receptionist, but I did get insight as to how the medical office works. We did have a nurse, we had a doctor, we had patients coming in and out for different reasons. So it always helps kind of getting your feet wet to see if this is something you really want to pursue, versus getting the degree and then boom, jumping into the job, and then you find out it's not for you, and then you have to start all over again. So, maybe that's something you want to go ahead and check out. After I worked there for a couple years as well, and I even felt like, hey, maybe this is something I want to do. Maybe I want to work in the medical field. So I started to consider it for a little while. I also got laid off from that job, and at that time things were a little rough. The economy wasn't doing that great, so I had to figure something out. Now, this is where people need to start to find ways of making money, right? When you're receiving unemployment, yes, but unemployment does not provide a lot. So it kind of makes it a little difficult to survive off unemployment and being the only one, supporting yourself or your family or what have you. So rent was high. I had bills to pay. Things were just piling on. So I had to figure something out. And at the time, YouTube was still fresh. So there weren't a lot of people, throwing ideas at you that were helpful. So I had to figure something out. And I thought, you know what? I have many interests, many talents. What can I do? And I was always into art. I was always very artistic. So I figured, hey, go into something with art. So I started drawing and painting on canvases, but it was hard for me to figure out a way to sell them. So I went on to the next project. I invested, and I don't recommend this, but this is, maybe just an idea, just to give you guys an idea of when someone is hungry for an opportunity, they will find a way. So what I had to do was I invested into a tattoo kit. And yes, I did that for a few years. I had some friends that were in the tattooing industry, so they were giving me some tips here and there on what to do, how to do things, which did help. as well as watching videos. And the kit that came in with kind of gave me like an overview of things. So I kind of had to do that from my apartment. I set up a little corner in my room. I made sure everything was sterile. So it took more investment than just the tattoo kit. I had to invest into the covers, into disposable needles because I didn't have an autoclave. And I had to, there were a lot of things I had to invest to make sure my clients were safe, my area was clean, I was not cross-contaminating anything. So it takes a lot of money. So, and then I was just getting started. So, for those of you who have possibly tattooed at some point in your lives, you know that it's not easy to start off. And I mean, would you go to a tattoo artist who has never tattooed before and trust them with a tattoo? Probably not. And that was my dilemma. I had no experience and I didn't expect anyone to trust me. So I had to start small. And what I did was I started off with small tattoos, either letters, any initials or small designs like stars, hearts, etc. And I had to do a flat $10 rate for anything. Eventually I had to grow slowly, and the most common customers that I got were anything that needed script. So like names, initials, numbers, stuff like that. I did a piece for this guy from shoulder to shoulder of his last name, and it took me 4 hours to complete, and I only charged him $10. I was tired, my hands hurt, but I was gaining experience, I was building my portfolio, and slowly I created a website, I invested in business cards, and at the time, MySpace was big, so I used MySpace as a way of promoting my services, and I was getting people. It can be scary because you're welcoming strangers into your home, and the only form of payment I was accepting was cash. So eventually, as I got better, I stopped charging $10 an hour. I was then charging $40 an hour, and more money was coming in. So you have the risk of maybe someone might be taking your money, if they, maybe they have the intentions of stealing your money, or they might not pay you, or just little things here and there that you kind of like, you're a little scared to pursue. But when you're desperate and you're in need of money, you just say, whatever, let me go ahead and risk it. So I had to do that to survive. Eventually, I went through a life-changing experience that made me end up at the hospital, and I ran into a very humble doctor who was very helpful, very sweet. And it was because of him that he motivated me. He motivated me to want to pursue a career in healthcare. I already had the idea from my previous job working at a clinic, and now from his perspective, from his actions, from his generosity, I managed to be inspired to pursue a career in healthcare. So I went back to school. I now I obtained my associate's degree in medical assisting, and I was able to, I graduated and I obtained my first job working at a women's health clinic. And when they offered me the position as a medical assistant, I had all these options as to where I could have gone. They had pediatrics, family practice, dermatology, and OBGYN. And I thought, you know what? It might be nice to work with babies, or at least watching, the progress from A to B, and see how A through Z, I'm sorry, of how women from start to finish, becoming pregnant, having their babies, and you know, just to see how, you know, the journey of a pregnant woman could be. So I said, okay, I'll take that. So I worked for this health clinic for 7 years, but once I got hired on my first day, because the time frame between when I was hospitalized until I was able to get that job at the medical clinic, a few years have gone by. So my memory wasn't that great. And I didn't remember the location, so I didn't recognize it. So when I started working there, boom, I ran into the doctor that helped me at the hospital. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you know, like how life tends to work. So I started working there, and I worked there for 7 years, and now I work for a new company. I decided to create this YouTube channel because, just like me, I know that there's a lot of people out there who struggled or are currently struggling, and or don't know what to do with their life. Maybe they want to pursue a certain career, but they don't know which direction to go to. And I feel like, you know, me telling my story or, you know, interviewing certain people might spark some ideas. I know some people are freshly graduating from high school or graduating from college and don't know what to do with their lives. So maybe some of these things might, you know, make you guys decide. So I do want to go ahead and wrap things up by saying thank you for visiting. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And by my next video, I look forward to interviewing someone who has created a baking business from home. So she does work a few jobs on the side. She does work with children, and she works just a 9 to 5 job like everyone else does. And she decided to make a little extra cash on the side by opening her baking business. So I hope that you guys enjoy that video. Stick around. I hope you guys watch that video. If you have any ideas, or you guys are, you know, would like to see a little more of something or hear more information on certain things, or prefer that I interview certain individuals, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know, and I will do the very best to fulfill that need. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time.